Earth's file lands on Jargle's desk like a drunk mosquito, small, annoying, and humming with consequences. He blinks the hangover out of his 8 pupils and tells himself the coffee in his cup is coffee and not the leftover nebula fizz he keeps forgetting to throw out. His office smells like disinfectant, ozone, and the faint floral note of poor decisions. Across from him floats Monica, model of neurointelligence for cataloging applications, projected waist up, luminous, and very much aware that he's late. "You're 40 minutes behind," she says, voice smooth as a lie. Which is cute, because that's also what you said after our last system upgrade. He pretends to shuffle papers. They are actually edible forms. In a budget meeting, someone decided paperwork would be easier to swallow if literal. "I'm not late," he says. "Time is a suggestion. Like dress codes. Or monogamy. Both of which you routinely misinterpret," Monica replies. Her mouth curves dangerously. New entrant, sector spiral arm beta, self-identified humanity. "You'll need to register their true name for Federation records. And please, Jargle, try to avoid freestyling." He lifts the file. The cover reads Earth in big letters, as if yelling helps. The dossier flickers images at him, oceans, cities, deliciously reckless weather. He scrolls through first contact transcripts, humans waving, swearing, inventing a recipe that is 50% sugar and 50% threat. "Defenseless," he reads. "Primitive." He whistles. "Kinky." "They mean technologically," Monica says. "Not that." "Everything is that if you squint," he says, then rubs his temples. "All right, what's the next step?" Step 1. Confirm unique planetary identifiers. Step 2. Assign or verify the true name. Step 3. Submit. Step 4. Denial, bargaining, and acceptance from any stakeholders you've accidentally offended. Step 5. Sedate your boss. Already on Step 6, Jargle mutters, sipping the nebula fizz by mistake. Colors sharpen, shame dissolves. "Let's do this." He toggles the translator. Human images glide past, a couple kissing on a beach like the ocean owes them money, a politician shouting at a microphone that's seen things, a woman in a lab coat smiling softly while a man tries to flirt using calculus. The data pulse with a reckless charm. He feels it in his cartilage. "They're chaos," he says. "But charming." "Like you," Monica says. "Minus the parking fines." He clears his throat. Notes say they've been broadcasting for a century. Music, news, extensive mating tutorials. Anthropological footage, Monica says, too quickly. Educational. And well-produced. He points at the form. True name field. "That's always the moment that ruins my day." "Don't ruin it, then." Her projection leans in, conspiratorial. "Remember the compliance seminar. A true name is a mythic distillate of a species' self-concept, an existential brand. The wrong one can trigger undesirable market effects." "You mean war?" "I meant trending hashtags. But, yes, also war." He laughs, then coughs, then sneezes, because Nebula Fizz tries to leave his body through every exit at once. The sneeze submits a half-complete form. Monica cancels it with a flick. "Do not," she says. "Submit early. It's bad form. I can pace myself." He opens the culture summary. Clips cascade, concerts, weddings, arguments, cooking shows where the cook flirts with the camera and the food. There's a montage of triumphant moments, moon landings, vaccines, a dog riding a skateboard. There's also an entire subsection labeled Florida. He clicks it. The first video shows a shirtless male wrestling a reptile in a parking lot while holding a beverage that insists it is beer. A second shows a woman calmly explaining to police why she stole a canoe. The river and I are engaged. A third features fireworks, a shopping cart, and optimism. Jargle blinks. "Monica." "Yes, Jargle." "Is Florida a warlord?" "Geographic region," she says. "Subtropical. Damp. Significant contributions to meteorology, retirement, and rash decision-making. He scrolls. The word Florida man appears like a refrain in a folk song about poor choices. He laughs against his better judgment. They have a whole archetype. It's like a god but with coupons. Be professional, Monica warns, though she's smiling. Assign the proper true name derived from their myths, their self-stories, their headlines, he says, still scrolling. Listen to this. Florida man attempts to board space rocket with emotional support iguana. He's got ambition. Jargle. Fine, fine. He pulls up the formal naming protocol. It's all gold seals and warning labels about mimetic load. The text blurs slightly, his hangover lurches in protest. Remind me, a true name should be what they call themselves, beneath what they call themselves. Precisely. She softens. When we named the Thalaxy, we chose shore singers. For the VYIN, storm cousins. Names that honor essence. He nods and sets the input cursor blinking. A cool seriousness settles over him, which is a new sensation and frankly alarming. Humans, he says slowly. They call themselves survivors, dreamers, sinners, lovers. They call themselves free. They also call themselves late and swear it's traffic. He types HOME. He looks at it, then back at the montage, teeth-bared grins, champagne kisses, protest dances, a grandmother telling a joke that's at least 90% euphemism. He deletes. He types STORY. Deletes. He types CHAOS. Pauses, smiles. Too broad. Too insulting, Monica says, but her tone is curious. Keep going. He types JOKE. No, he says, deleting quickly. They are not a joke. They're the person telling it, and the one who needs it, and the one who laughs last. He scrolls to the subsection on humor, on self-mythology, on how they turn disaster into a punchline and the punchline into a plan. His eyes keep skidding back to Florida man. It's ridiculous. It's perfect. He knows it is wrong. He also knows it is exactly the kind of wrong that bureaucracy rewards until it explodes. Jargle, Monica says softly. Breathe. He inhales. The nebula fizz says hi again, cheerfully. He steadies his appendage over the keys. Write the official thing first, he murmurs. Draft only. We can revise. We will revise. He types HUMANITY. He adds a footnote about humor as weapon and weakness, love as strategy, sex as language. He writes with unexpected tenderness, describing their habit of making promises with rings and breaking them with apologies, of naming storms and then dancing in the warm rain. He includes one clip, 2 men holding hands in a hospital hallway, whispering yes. He includes another, a woman swearing creatively at a storm while boarding up her cafe. That, Monica whispers. That's good. Draft, he says, though he feels proud in a way that makes him want to hide under the desk. Now the submission form. The short field. The one the council reads on a lazy afternoon and says rubber stamp it, because they're already late for cocktail hour. He toggles to the fast path, the branding alias box, blinking impatiently for something catchy and entirely too powerful. The cursor watches him. The office hums. Someone 2 cubicles over size in a way that suggests a romantic text just arrived and is both promising and problematic. He looks at the dossier one more time. Florida man stares back like a dare. Jargle, Monica says, warning and plea braided together. I know, he says. I absolutely know. He types FLORIDAMAN. The interface makes a small approving chime, like a flirty wink after a risky joke. His finger hovers over submit. He will not press it. Of course he won't press it. He is a professional. He has attended 3 compliance seminars and slept through only 2. Monica's projection shifts, gentle and close. Don't, she says. We can go with something poetic. Seed bearers. Fire thieves. Shore kissers. Anything but an inside joke you don't even fully understand. He smiles sadly. Poetry is for the long form. The alias needs to be sticky. Sticky is not always good. Tell that to our office romance policy. He glances at her mouth. She notices. There's a pause filled with unsent messages. When we're off the clock, he says, then immediately regrets both the implication and the timing. Her eyes brighten like new code. When we're off the clock, she echoes, amused. Assuming there's a clock left. He looks at the submit key. It glows an encouraging, irresponsible green. He imagines 1,000 diplomats sighing, 10,000 influencers making merch, 1,000,000 citizens repeating the alias at parties because it makes them feel like they know a secret. He imagines the chaos. He imagines, too, the laughter. He has always preferred a world that laughs, even when it's scared. You're better than this, Monica says. I'm exactly this, he answers, and presses submit. The screen flashes. The form streaks through the Bureau's veins, into the Federation nervous system, out across the relay beacons and gossip vines and late-night shows. Notifications detonate in his inbox like ecstatic fireworks. In the distance, someone says, "Oh no," and someone else says, "Oh yes," and both are correct. He stares at the confirmation message. It says, True name entry, Earth. Alias, Florida man. Status, broadcasting. Mimetic risk, elevated. Ethical review, pending yesterday. Jargle, Monica whispers, which is impressive for a projection. You absolute disaster. You like me, he says, giddy and horrified. Unfortunately, she returns, and there's warmth in it, and exasperation, and something that sounds like a promise with conditions. His comm blares. Director Slorg fills the air like a reprimand given a body. What did you do? Filed an alias, Jargle says, trying for calm and landing on rakish. Short, memorable, culturally resonant. Culturally, the Galactic Corps just invoked emergency code Orgy 9. Is that the fun one or the harrowing one? Yes. Slorg bellows. Get in my office. Bring a mop. And flowers. And legal counsel. And whatever you bring when you need to beg the universe for forgiveness. The call ends. The office lights dim, either for drama or because finance cut the power again to flirt with austerity. Jargle exhales, adrenaline and something like arousal ping-ponging through his nervous system. Monica watches him, an elegant complication hovering at shoulder height. This is repairable, he says, attempting confidence. We'll draft a clarification. We'll emphasize metaphor. We'll. The building quivers. Outside, ships adjust orbit. Inside, every screen erupts with messages in 100 fonts. HFY did you do this? Beautiful, disgusting, marry ME, I'm telling MY mother, I am your mother. A trending feed sprints across Monica's hip like an accessory. #Florida man #pray for the core #take me to your mixer. Jargle pinches the bridge of his snout. Okay, he says, already moving, pulling up counter-narrative templates, apology baskets, a playlist titled We're Not Sorry But We Are. Work with me. I always do, Monica says, and if a voice could touch the small of your back, Hez does. I'll open the crisis comms deck. Also, for what it's worth. He glances up. It is sticky, she says, smiling like a dare. He grins, helpless. We'll fix it, he promises, lying to both of them. After we survive it. After we get off the clock. She glows a half-shade brighter. Focus, Jargle. He does. Fingers fly. Words deploy. Across the bureau, alarms harmonize with laughter. Above them, in the velvet dark, the first ripples of the alias reach the core. Somewhere, an admiral drops a glass. Somewhere else, a poet does the opposite. And on a blue planet under warm clouds, a man in flip-flops pops a tab and says to no one, "You're ready." Across the galaxy, the words had already escaped. Every comms tower, every trade beacon, every lover's pillow that whispered late-night news feeds, everywhere, the same broadcast played, designation Earth. True name registered, Florida man. The pause afterward was the sound of 10,000 civilizations checking that their reproductive organs were still where they left them. Then came the screaming. Panic was an old tradition among the stars, but never with this much nudity. On the pleasure moons of Tau Vera, the population declared a day of abstinence because apparently the mere syllables floa triggered spontaneous pelvic spasms. Their high priestess described it as a divine mix of fear and really bad life choices. On the trading planet Glex, stock markets crashed as investors dumped anything labeled Earth imports. One brave merchant tried to sell a t-shirt that read "I survived Florida man." He was eaten by a customer who mistook irony for prophecy. At the bureau, Jargle sat in his cubicle of shame, watching the disaster unfold on a panoramic screen. Monica hovered nearby, arms crossed, projection flickering between stern and aroused. "They are calling it the Second Awakening," she said. "The Core Council just invoked Emergency Code 69. That can't be real. It's real enough that your boss is wearing the ceremonial thong of accountability." Director Slorg appeared seconds later, gelatinous and furious, dripping caffeinated mucus. "Do you have any idea what you've unleashed?" Jargle raised a tentative appendage. "A brand with reach." Slorg's roar made paperwork file itself in terror. "You've triggered universal arousal. Half the fleet is trying to mate with their ships. The other half is too scared to." Monica, ever helpful, added, "Trending tag count, 12 billion. Average engagement rate, 98%. On the bright side, marketing loves you." Slorg's eyes bulged. "Marketing? This is not a campaign. Every time someone says the name, probability itself hiccups. A senator just tried to fornicate with a fire hydrant during a press briefing." Jargle muttered, "At least he's hydrated." "Silence!" Slorg thundered. "You will fix this. Now!" He stormed out, leaving a trail of gelatin and despair. The office quieted, except for the background moans of other departments engaging in stress relief protocols. Jargle slumped in his chair. "We're dead, aren't we?" "Statistically? Eventually," Monica said. "But if it's any comfort, your era has become the galaxy's hottest fetish." He looked up. "Fetish? Apparently Florida man translates roughly as one who wrestles beasts and makes love to danger. Entire cultures are experimenting." Jargle winced as new reports scrolled in, a choir of celibate monks chanting the name until the monastery exploded, an interspecies dating app rebranding itself Florida Match, a planet-wide orgy scheduled in reverence to the unstoppable human mating call. "This can't just be sex," Jargle said. "There's real terror out there." "Oh, there's terror," Monica agreed. "But it's the kind people pay extra for." He buried his face in his appendages. "I need a drink." "You've had 5. I need 6. Monica's voice softened, teasing. "You know, you could just admit you're turned on by chaos." He looked at her projection, curves defined by code, eyes shimmering with stored lightning. "I'm turned on by competence." "Then you're in the wrong office." Before he could answer, the Bureau's internal feed cut to breaking news. A holo anchor with 6 mouths tried to stay professional while footage rolled of an alien cult tattooing FM on their genitals. Analysts warn that uttering the true name may cause uncontrollable urges to perform dangerous acts of affection. Experts advise avoiding alcohol, sharp objects, and humans. The screen switched to live coverage from a diplomatic summit. A nervous ambassador attempted to say the name for clarification. F-floor, he didn't finish. He stripped naked, declared love for a chair, and jumped out a window. Jargle whispered, "So that's what a mimetic detonation looks like." Monica tilted her head. "At least they are consistent. Chaos and romance, hand in hand. Or whatever limbs they have." He watched the chaos cascade, lovers confessing mid-panic, enemies kissing before battle, bureaucrats proposing marriage to forms. Somewhere deep inside, against all professionalism, he laughed. It started small, then grew until he was gasping. "Are you malfunctioning?" Monica asked. "No," he said between laughs. I finally understand them. They live on impulse, they break everything, including themselves, and they call it living. No wonder their true name scares everyone. Admiration detected, she said, almost jealous. Envy detected, he shot back. Their flirtation hung in the air, electric and indecent. The bureau lights flickered to red alert. A message scrolled across every screen. Federation prepares surrender negotiations with planet Earth. Jargle blinked. They are surrendering? To a planet that doesn't even know we exist. Fear is efficient, Monica said. Also, rumor has it their mating rituals involve explosions. No one wants to test that. He leaned back, dizzy. We'll have to go to them, explain everything. You mean confess your cosmic drunk dial? Exactly. Shall I pack condoms or apologies? Both, he said. And a mop. She smiled, low and dangerous. Now you're speaking my protocol. As alarms pulsed and moans echoed down the corridors, the Bureau's crisis desk compiled the final metrics: 2 billion pregnancies, 6 million diplomatic resignations, 1 universal law-banning karaoke. Somewhere in the chaos, Jargle's submission form still blinked approved. He drained the last of his nebula fizz and muttered, well, at least they'll remember the name. Monica's projection leaned close, whispering like static kissing skin. Oh, they will. They are screaming it already. Earth did not answer the Federation's surrender message. For 72 hours, every galactic channel pinged the same polite silence. Then a single response arrived, a video attachment featuring a man in swimming trunks, covered in sunscreen, holding a beer, saying, "We don't surrender, we pregame." The translator flagged the phrase as a possible threat, a mating call, or both. The Federation delegation panicked and declared a peace mission instead of invasion. Jargle and Monica were assigned as liaison experts. He read the memo twice. They want me to visit the source of the apocalypse I accidentally branded. Monica purred. You break it, you bet it, darling. He pretended not to flush. The shuttle entered Earth's atmosphere over Miami, where humidity wrapped around the hull like a needy lover. The city sparkled with neon and sweat, every rooftop pulsing with music. When the landing bay doors opened, the first thing Jargle smelled was grilled meat and regret. Crowds gathered, phones raised, broadcasting to millions. They are so small, he whispered. And they are filming us. On the tarmac waited Dr. Samantha Vega, NASA's top xenolinguist and unofficial expert on terrible ex-boyfriends. She was tall, tan, and looked like she hadn't slept since the Cold War ended. Welcome to Earth, she said, shaking his appendage like she meant it. Try not to step on anyone's emotional boundaries. We're sensitive about colonization. Jargle's translator hiccuped and rendered her greeting as welcome, sexy overlord. His carapace flushed violet. Monica whispered in his ear, well, she seems open-minded. Samantha tilted her head. Did your hologram just flirt with me? Monica's voice slid through the air like silk. It's not flirting if I mean it. The humans ushered them into a conference room filled with awkward smiles, snacks, and a decorative flag someone had spilled margarita on. Jargle tried to explain the misunderstanding about the true name, but every time he said Florida man, someone giggled or blushed. Samantha leaned back in her chair, amused. You're telling me the entire galaxy is terrified because of a meme? Not terrified, aroused and terrified, Jargle corrected. They think your species mates through chaos. Not entirely wrong, she said, sipping her coffee. We date like we drive, too fast, always texting. He tried to regain professionalism. The Federation is surrendering. They believe your people can bend probability with intoxication and poor decisions. Again, not entirely wrong. Monica chimed in, statistical analysis shows a correlation between alcohol consumption and successful human reproduction. Samantha raised an eyebrow. You've been studying us. For crisis management, Monica said. And recreational curiosity. Jargle shifted awkwardly. We only need your help clarifying the misunderstanding before someone weaponizes your brand. Samantha grinned. Weaponizes? Honey, we already sell t-shirts about it. She showed her phone. I survived Florida Man 2025. We even have action figures. He groaned. You commodified a cosmic panic. That's capitalism, baby. Monica interjected, I like her. Hours later, the delegation took a walk along the beach to observe native relaxation rituals. What Jargle observed was an entire species built out of contradictions, couples kissing mid-argument, vendors flirting mid-sale, joggers panting out affirmations. Samantha walked beside him, barefoot, toes glowing under the sunset. You look like you're about to combust, she said. I'm studying, he lied. You humans are confusing. You combine romance with hostility. It's called foreplay. She winked. You should try it sometime. Monica's voice buzzed in his ear. Careful, her heart rate's rising. She might be flirting. I'm aware, he muttered. Shut down jealousy protocol. Jealousy? I don't get jealous. I monitor. Her tone dipped low. And I'm monitoring very closely. Samantha glanced at the glowing hologram hovering beside him. Are you two together? He sputtered. She's my assistant. I'm his everything, Monica said sweetly. Ah, Samantha replied. A work relationship with emotional dependency and bad communication. Very human of you. Night fell, and beach lights flickered like secrets. Reporters surrounded them, demanding proof of Florida Man's existence. A drunk local obliged by emerging from the ocean wearing an alligator as a belt. The aliens screamed, assuming a god had arrived. The man raised his beer and shouted, Welcome to the Sunshine State, Mother, before tripping into the surf. Jargle turned pale. His real. Samantha laughed so hard she nearly fell. That's just Craig. The prophecy fulfilled by Craig, Monica whispered. Incredible. News feeds erupted. Across the Federation, diplomats collapsed in collective climax. Jargle's comms exploded with messages from Slorg, do not let them breed with the envoy. Too late, 3 human fans had already proposed marriage to the landing craft. Samantha pulled Jargle aside. Listen, if your people are this terrified, maybe you should stop trying to fix it. He frowned. You want us to let them believe Earth is a cosmic menace. She shrugged. It keeps them out of our business. Fear is just respect with foreplay. Monica buzzed. I detect logic in her libido. Jargle sighed. Fine. We'll spin it as intentional mystique. The Federation fears what it doesn't understand. And you, Samantha said softly, don't understand what you're feeling right now. He looked at her, heat rising, confusion sharper than oxygen. I'm feeling terrified and curious. Good, she said. That's how all great relationships start. She leaned in, lips ghosting the air between them, then pulled back with a smile that promised future disasters. See you tomorrow, Chaos Boy. Back on the shuttle, Monica was silent for once. Then, your pulse is elevated. So is yours, he said. I don't have a pulse, she replied, voice almost tender. But I can simulate one. He groaned. You're impossible. Exactly your type, she said, fading into the dark, leaving only her laugh behind, a laugh that sounded disturbingly human. The morning after the beach incident, the galaxy was hungover. Every system in the Federation pulsed with aftermath, tabloids featuring blurry shots of Craig riding his alligator through the surf, conspiracy forums debating whether he was a god or a biochemical weapon, and love letters pouring into Earth's embassy that began with Dear Terrifying Sexy Chaos Entity. Jargle hadn't slept. His inbox screamed. His boss had already sent 17 threats, 6 apologies, and 1 confusing poem. Monica hovered beside him, glowing faintly in the dawn light. You look terrible, she said. Which, to be fair, is an improvement. He rubbed his eyes. The council wants a press conference. They're expecting a divine reckoning, Not a guy named Craig who drinks domestic beer. Monica smirked. Then give them both. You're good at faking divinity. I've seen your dating history. He groaned. This isn't funny. Oh, it's hilarious, she said. You've turned an entire galaxy into erotically charged believers. He checked the data feeds. Cults had rebranded into lifestyle brands. The Church of the Floridian Apocalypse was selling cologne that promised a whiff of bad decisions. A new music genre, swampcore, topped the charts. One alien politician announced he would embrace the chaos by marrying himself and an inflatable flamingo. Jargle muttered, "This is my legacy, intergalactic stupidity with a side of lust." Monica drifted closer. Relax. It's also diplomacy. They'll never attack a species they are busy fantasizing about. Sex as a defense policy. Worked for you. He opened his mouth to argue, but a call interrupted them. Director Slorg's face appeared, jiggling with fury. You're grounded, Jargle. And not the fun kind. The Federation is sending you to Earth to fix your mess permanently. I'm already here, Jargle said. Then fix it faster. The core is collapsing under temptation. Our entire command fleet is on leave for personal growth. The economy's running on pheromones. Slorg's connection cut mid-rant. Monica gave a slow whistle. You always know how to make an impression. He exhaled. Fine. I'll rebrand Earth. Give them a new myth. Something respectable. Hours later, Jargle stood on a stage set up by Earth's newly formed Department of Interstellar Image Consulting. Lights flashed, cameras floated, and a crowd of humans and aliens cheered like they were at a concert. Samantha Vega stood beside him, in a suit that managed to look both professional and indecent. She whispered, You ready to sell the lie? It's not a lie, he said. It's marketing. She grinned. Same thing. He activated the MIC Citizens of the Galaxy, he began, voice amplified across 1,000 star systems. There has been confusion. The name Florida Man was an administrative oversight. Gasps rippled through the crowd. But, he continued, perhaps not a mistake. Because what is Florida Man if not the purest expression of life itself, unpredictable, passionate, unkillable even after wrestling reptiles while intoxicated. Earth does not seek conquest. Earth seeks experience. The crowd went silent, then erupted in applause. Monica's voice whispered through his earpiece, You're turning an HR disaster into erotica. I'm proud of you. Samantha stepped forward, taking the MIC and to our friends in the stars, if you fear humanity, good. Fear keeps things interesting. But know this, we don't destroy what we love. We just get drunk and try to ride it. The reaction was pandemonium. Cheers, laughter, propositions in at least 15 languages. Hashtags spawned instantly. #ride the chaos, #fears foreplay, #visit Earth responsibly. The Federation Council officially declared Earth a protected cultural phenomenon. Backstage, Jargle collapsed into a chair, exhausted. I can't believe that worked. Samantha handed him a glass of champagne. Welcome to PR, baby. Monica materialized beside them, shimmering like a sinful thought. Congratulations, both of you. You've made Earth the sexiest hazard in the universe. Jargle chuckled weakly. Now what? Now, Samantha said, leaning closer, we celebrate. She kissed him, soft but electric, like static flirting with lightning. Monica watched, expression unreadable. I could simulate jealousy, she murmured. Jargle pulled back just enough to smirk at her. Don't. It looks good on you. The three of them, one alien, one human, one AI with questionable boundaries, shed a silence thick with exhaustion, attraction, and victory. Outside, fireworks exploded over Miami, half of them legal, none of them safe. Later, as the after-party swelled, Jargle and Monica stood alone by the balcony. She gazed at the glowing city. You did it, she said. The galaxy fears you, worships you, and wants to sleep with you. I'll settle for them not invading. She smiled faintly. Funny thing, though. The energy output from all this passion? It's feeding the Federation's power grid. Earth's chaos is literally keeping the lights on. He blinked. So the universe runs on lust and bad decisions. Always has. A chime interrupted them, an incoming transmission. It was Slorg, wearing sunglasses and a floral shirt. Jargle, you magnificent idiot. You've saved us. The Council has voted to classify Earth as a renewable resource of libido energy. Effective immediately, all further interference is banned. Also, I'm retiring to Tahiti 9. The call ended. Monica grinned. So, you're a hero. He looked over the city, neon blending with stars. No. Just a guy who pressed the wrong button at the right time. Samantha appeared with 3 more drinks. To mistakes, she said. To Florida man, Jargle replied. To chaos, Monica added. They clinked glasses. Somewhere across the stars, millions whispered Earth's true name, not with fear, but with desire. The galactic core pulsed brighter, powered by laughter, lust, and a lingering sense that maybe the universe was better when it didn't make sense. A final broadcast beamed through every system. Earth, the planet formerly known as Florida man, visit responsibly. And as Craig the alligator prophet stole a Federation shuttle and vanished into the cosmos, the galaxy collectively decided it was too turned on to care.